What's up, fam? It's your girl Ike here. I want to talk to you about this most recent shooting in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, of Alton Stevenson. I know a lot of y'all are hurting. I'm hurting too. And I saw the video, and man, it took me a little while to gather myself because it was rough. It was hard to see a police officer tackle a man, put him on the ground, and then reach for his gun, and at the same time say, "You fucking move, I swear to God." Resisting arrest is not a capital offense. Okay, so even if we agree that he should not have resisted, it shouldn't result in his death, right? Because resisting arrest at worst is a misdemeanor punishable by up to a year in prison. It is not a punishable offense by death. It's just not. And there's no due process if you are immediately killed on the spot. That is making the police officers judge, jury, and executioner. And what infuriates me is I don't see the same level of outrage when a black man is killed as I do when an animal is killed. When a lion is killed, or a fucking gorilla is killed. Then it's all international outrage. It's a humanitarian crisis. This is no different. This is a human rights issue. This is not a civil rights issue for black people. This is a human rights issue for everyone. Okay, it just is. And for those people who are continually saying all lives matter, why do you keep saying black lives only, black lives? We're not saying only black lives matter. And I heard it, I saw it best. Someone had given the analogy that if firefighters arrive to a house that's on fire, they don't stop and spray all the fucking houses on the block because all houses matter, right? They deal with the house that's on fire. And black people, our house is on fire. Understand? This is why Black Lives Matter. It is not saying that other lives do not matter. It is just addressing the fact that our house is on fire. So don't stop and put out the houses that are not on fire. White lives. Your white lives are not on fire. Your kids are not being killed in the street. Your husbands do not have the threat of being killed in a traffic infraction. And let me just say this. Let me say this also. To the people and white people who think for some reason that this is not a cause for you. Let me ask you, like Jane Elliott asked that audience when she did her lecture. Would you choose, white people, would you choose to be treated the way black people are treated in this country? I'll wait, because I'm 100% sure the answer is no. And I'll tell you that black people, we don't choose that either. Who would choose to be discriminated against? Who would choose that? Who would choose to be disenfranchised, killed in the street, mass incarceration? That's not what we choose for ourselves. We just don't. Horrendous crimes. In cases that I've done, I've seen autopsy reports of dead bodies with riddled with bullet holes. Horrible things I've witnessed. And this video is one of the worst things I've ever seen. Let me just start with the fact that these police officers are now on paid administrative leave. It seems that if you are looking for some vacation time or you need time off with pay, you should just shoot a black man, because that'll do it. That's what it seems like. It also seems like police officers seem to think, not all, some police officers seem to think that resisting arrest should be met with death. Resisting arrest is not a capital offense. It's not. In no way, shape, form, or fashion. And if those police officers believed that their lives were in danger, then they should have called for backup before they engaged. He wasn't going anywhere. They had him surrounded. And of course, there's more video, and that's yet to come out. But he wasn't going anywhere. They could have gotten more backup and tried to de-escalate the situation. And the problem that we're having in the black community is that we watch the police officers diligently de-escalate situations when they relate to white people. It's like more effort to de-escalate the situation without violence. And I don't know if it's because police officers relate to other white people white police officers or not. I don't know what that is. But we see it. And we don't see that same patience. We don't see that same effort to de-escalate situations as they relate to us. And that's a problem. Because no matter where you stand on this, and I know a lot of people are going to say, well, he should have just complied. He should have complied. I'm an advocate for that. I've been telling you that since I've been speaking. But at the same damn time, resisting arrest is not a capital offense. It should not cost you your life. It should not end in your death. It should not. And there is nobody who can tell me with a straight face that if you resist arrest, you deserve to die. That's crazy. What country are we living in? That's not the standard. It never should be. And so now the Justice Department is investigating, and we have absolutely no confidence in them at all. They've been investigating since Trayvon Martin and Mike Brown and Baltimore, Ferguson. They have been investigating, and those investigations have done nothing. They have led to nothing. Oh, a couple of new policies here and there that there's no oversight on to see if they ever get implemented accurately or not. So what are we supposed to do? I'm frustrated and I don't have answers. I really don't. I've already advocated for economic withdrawal. I've done every type of advocacy. I'm not a fan of marching. That shit doesn't work to me. I am a fan of economic resistance. The only thing and the only value you have in this country, the only thing they recognize that you can offer is your money. That's all you have. And the money that represents power to the structure that continues to subjugate, humiliate, demoralize, disenfranchise us as a people. If you need further convincing that you shouldn't spend your money where you're not supported and to appreciate it, this is it. This is your wake-up call. I don't know what else you need. I don't know how many more black men need to be killed. I don't know how many more black children need to be shot in the street. I don't know what it's going to take. But I'm fed up. I'm fed up, and I stopped spending my money a long time ago. But we need everybody to do it. We need every person, not just black people. We need white people. This is not a black issue. This is a human rights issue. There are millions of people upset about a lion, millions of people upset about a gorilla. And I bet you we won't get that same response. We won't get that same unity. We won't get that. We won't get that. This is going to be a community, an issue that is only our issue. And it's not. It's all of our issue. It's a human rights issue. And I really like to see it addressed in that manner. All right. So, there's a meme going around. I want to address that real quickly. It starts out with the did you know? And it basically is advocating that if you believe that you are unlawfully arrested, that you are allowed to resist. That's not true. Please, the memes that's going around, half of them are wrong. The other half of them are designed to elicit a negative response from you. Don't believe everything you read, okay? You cannot self-determine that you are being unlawfully arrested. You can't do it. That is a legal determination that needs to be made in court. Okay? You can't self-determine that. And so if you are being arrested, you can't say to yourself, oh, I'm being unlawfully detained. Now is the time I'm allowed to resist. You are not. You are not. Okay, so if you see that meme, please make sure that you dispel that, because we don't need and we do not want anyone under the misconception that they are entitled to fight back, only to have them either killed or jailed for assault on a police officer or something to that effect. That's not what we want, okay? We don't want misinformation, and the reason I do these videos is to inform people so that you all can govern yourselves accordingly, right? Do I wish he would have complied? Of course. Could I guarantee the outcome would not have been the same? Of course not. But at the end of the day, fam, we have to comply. Even when we disagree with the reasons that we're being arrested, you have to comply. You can fight back later, but you gotta live to fight back. You gotta live. You gotta live to fight back. That's all I'm saying. You know, and as angry as you might be, as hurt you might be, as demoralized as you might be, you have to live to fight back. Please, please, okay? Live to fight back. And I don't mean in that moment. Don't fight back in that moment. You can't win. You can't win. All right? Y'all know I love y'all. I love y'all with everything I got. I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't put myself out there. I wouldn't bare my soul on camera. But you all have to understand, damn, I tried to wait because I knew I was going to be emotional about this, you know. I knew this was going to be a hard video to do because, like Sean King said in the Daily News, I can't make sense of this in my head. Not my legal training, not my world experience, my life experience. It doesn't help me. It doesn't help me grasp. I don't have the tools to make this make sense to me, so I can't make it make sense to you. I'm outraged. I will continue to be outraged. I'm always outraged. Even when I'm smiling, I'm fucking outraged. And I want to see some change. I want to see some change, but it's got to start with you, and it's got to start with your economic resistance. You all have got to keep your money in your pocket. Okay? Keep your money in your pocket. Stop spending your money. Stop banking with these people. Stop banking with these elite bankers. Stop giving them your money that they are not reinvesting in your communities, that they are not addressing your issues with. That's the reality of it. That's where you start. All right? All right, fam. I'm sure I'm going to speak on this issue again. There are more videos that are due to be released. There's the dash cam video, whatever footage was recovered from the body cam. So even though there are reports that they were knocked off of their bodies at the time, they may still have captured something, even if it's only audio. So we wait for that. We wait for that. We also wait for the video of the Brooklyn shooting, which is a different analysis altogether, because that is not a police shooting in the sense that the police responded to a location and an altercation, and that's the result of their responding. That is a civilian altercation with someone who happened to be a cop. That's a different case. Okay, that's a different case. And you can't be the aggressor and then turn out and cry victim. You can't. You just cannot. Alright? Cover yourselves accordingly, fam. I'm not hashtagging no more. I'm not doing no more hashtags. Alright? Don't make yourself a hashtag. To the extent that you can. To the extent that you have power and control over that moment, exercise it. I love you. I really do. Ike speaks. Peace.
That's going on, right?
Right.
What is the actual answers? Not answer. What are the answers? If we can go around and we can ask people, what are 3 things that we can do? Right? What are the 3 things that we can do as a response to it? Not to complain about it happening, as a response. We talking post-last oppression. Because shit gonna happen again.
Right.
The question is, how we gonna respond to it in the future? You dig what I'm saying? And that's the question that everybody has to put on the table. And it's not no exclusive 3 answers that's going to do it. But if we were to just put on the table to each organization, give me your top 3. And then let's put all these top 3s together that are reasonable, practical. And then we say we do something in short term. And then we have something long term. You dig what I'm saying? So we ask people, what's the top 3 short term things that we could do? And what's the top 3 long term things that we could do? Shit that we expect to transpire in the now. And then things that'll take time to germinate. See, once we do that, then we have things into perspective. You dig what I'm saying? Like I tell you, like for what's the name? Ferguson, right? During Ferguson, we complained about the police brutality. We obviously know it's on account of racism. That's true. But now here's the real question. What is the population of blacks that occupy Ferguson? How much black people occupy Ferguson?
Yeah, a lot.
70%.
Oh, yeah, you said
70%. All right. So now 70% are blacks in Ferguson, right? Now, how many blacks did we have in law enforcement in Ferguson? Only 3. Only 3. They had about 53, 54 altogether, or 55 tops. But only 3 are blacks. Now, the question is, in a place that is 70% populated by blacks, that have more than 3 gang members, and people are going to be mad at me for this shit, but you got to keep it a buck. Niggas is joining the gangs out there, but they're not joining the police department. Now, people say, we ain't joining no police, but that's part of the reverse psychology. You see what I'm saying? Right. Get you to be so mad at the police, you don't want to police yourself. You dig what I'm saying? True. How you going to police yourself if you're not the police? True. That would be an oxymoron. So what I'm saying is, if you make up 70% of the population, one of my answers would be we have to start engaging in the municipal elections in our community. You understand what I'm saying? If you make up 70% of your community, everybody else, not 1 or 2 other races, everybody else make up the other 30%. Right. There's no reason why we can't find our place inside of the municipalities that help us govern ourselves accordingly. You understand? Now, people are going to say, you think you're going to work your way up in the white man's world? And this? Nah, listen to me carefully. If you make up 70% of your community, you shouldn't have only 3 black cops in your community. Am I attacking the victims? Yes, I am. Do I support the victims? Yes, I do. Listen to what I'm saying. I have to address the issues at hand. You cannot make up 70% of your community and only have 3 black cops, and nobody is the prosecution, no one's the DA, no one's the judges, and you're going to say it's racism? Now, let's keep it a buck here. Are you telling me that everybody that tried to become a cop was rejected? Everyone that tried to be DA was rejected? Or are we not even petitioning to go there? And you know what part of the problem is? Part of the problem is our consciousness. We so fucking smart, we stupid. Now we so angry at the police, we don't want to be the police to govern ourselves.
Let me ask you a question.
So is Polite saying we got to become the cops? I'm saying it's a stepping stone. It's not the only answer, but at least if we had some of us in law enforcement, we could keep an eye on these guys over here. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you, and this is what I'm saying. If you could become a carpenter, right? If you could become a drug dealer in your hood, if you could become a gangbanger in your hood, if you could become a bus driver in your hood, if you could be a teacher in your hood, if you could be a teacher in your hood, if you could be a bus driver, if you could be a bank teller, if you could be any of those things, why can't you also start encouraging the people that don't mind doing those type of jobs? Say, look, we need some more brothers and sisters to participate in law enforcement to keep an eye on law enforcement.
That's true.
People are going to be mad at this, but give me something more practical.
Now, we see this kind of crap going on all the time. All right, come on now. It's just a daily occurrence now. And it's led to a lot of protests throughout the country. And one of the sayings during these protests is Black Life Matters. Well, I want you to stop and think about this for a minute, man. We're in the year 2015. And you still have to go out there and protest that your life matters. Well, I'm going to tell you something, man. If these folk don't understand that your life matters by now, they ain't never going to get it. What you need to do is you need to put a price on your life. In other words, a life for a life, a eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, blow for blow, punch for punch. Okay? If your life matters, there ought to be a penalty for those who unjustly come into your community, whether they're wearing a badge or whatever they're wearing, and take a life unjustly. Now, we've been hoping and praying and marching and singing and kumbaya ya la la all for all my life. I don't see nothing changing. The rotten racist attitudes are still there. The police are still shooting you down, even more so today. In my day, they weren't shooting us down like they are today. And we burnt the goddamn country down. Okay? Today, they got cameras watching you. Your neighborhoods are like little prison camps. Look up. Look at the poles and everything. Look at all the cameras watching you. Day and night they're watching you. Day and night they got you circled by police. Every day they're shooting you, pulling you over, putting their hands in your pockets and everything, looking for the drugs that they sent in to try to catch you with it so they can use their war on drugs as an excuse to herd you all into their prisons for profit. Now they got prisons for profit. Can you imagine how insane that is to have a prison set up where you can make money off of it? That gives you the incentive to want to lock more people up, but you don't protest. You don't do nothing. You want to sing Black Lives Matters. Well, if Black Lives Matters, you want Black Life to matter to them, well, Black Life better stop mattering to you. You need to really, 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 really show them how much Black Life matters. Show them what you mean. Just don't go around marching saying no justice, no peace. Yeah, okay, if you say no justice, no peace, what are you doing about taking away the peace, man? Nah? A little protest here and there, big deal. That ain't going to do nothing. And it has to be nonstop, relentless. There has to be a consequences. They cannot be able to do business as usual after they come into your community and blow you away. And then they send out these Negro leaders. Calm down, they say. 450 years of Negro leaders, sellout leaders, calming you down on their behalf. The hell with being calm. Been calm for 400 goddamn years. You start killing them like they're killing you. You see how calm they stay. You see how long they stay calm. But they got most of our leaders on a chain. They control them. Oh, we killed one of your people. Get in there and calm them down, okay? So there's no consequences for us. And then these Negro leaders, these religious leaders come out and want to light candles. They want to sing songs. They want to say, we still love you. We forgive you. I got to tell you something about forgiveness. Forgiveness has its place, but it also has its limits. You see, God's forgiving. Nobody more forgiving than God. But yet the Bible tells us that God is going to destroy this ungodly, devilish system. And he's going to destroy a lot of people. So I guess God's forgiveness has its limits. But black folk seem to have no limit to their wanting to forgive white folk for killing them, for the system for treating them like crap. The year 215, and you're still marching, trying to prove to them that your life matters? When are you going to get it through your goddamn head? If they don't know that by now, they ain't never going to know it. And you try to stop convincing them. Make them understand that it matters to you enough that you're going to go out and do whatever you got to do to make them stop killing you. I'm frustrated. I'm 65 years old and I don't see any shit getting any better. There's no jobs out in the community, putting a lot of pressure on families. The one or two that do have a job got to carry the whole goddamn entire load because there's no jobs for black folk. They're shipping jobs out. They're taking advantage of immigrants that come in here for cheap labor, turning people against one another. They're setting us up. And there's no consequences for them. Well, black life ain't going to matter to them until it matters to blacks. Until blacks get up and say, hell no, we're not going to fight your war. We're not going to go overseas and help you oppress someone else, steal their land, steal their resources. We're going to stand up right here and fight you. Stop you from taking advantage of us. Man, just the concept of having prisons for profit should be all you need to know about these people. But you all sell out to it. They give you a little position, a little goddamn job, make you feel like a big shot. You turn on your own family member. You turn on your own friends. You turn on your own community. For 30 pieces of silver, you Judas pieces of... Hey, I'm 65 years old. I'm at the end of my rainbow anyway. But I'm going to say what I got to say as long as I'm here to say it. Okay? Y'all want to claim to be Christian. You want to claim to be Muslim, Jews, whatever. You want to claim, oh, I'm all about truth. I'm Christian. I'm for the truth of the Bible. Well, then speak the goddamn truth without fear. Without fear of consequence. Without fear of loss of favor from these devils. Speak the goddamn truth in their goddamn ear, wherever chance you get. Tell them what you feel. Stop trying to play up with them. Stop trying to be a part of their system. Stop worrying about what they can take from you, what they can deny you. And start putting that all to the side. Have some love for yourself and your people. The Bible says love casts fear to the side. So black life matters, and you're black, then you better start acting like it matters and show them that it matters. What are you going to wait for them to kill one of your kids? Then you're going to act? Then you're going to do something? And then a lot of people like to say, well, look, you got blacks killing blacks in the community stuff. Yeah, that's true. And that's bad. And that's insane too. And we need to stop doing that shit too. And we need to stand up to the people doing it. But that's a different dynamic than when the police do it. See, a lot of shit that goes on in the community, in the ghetto, is a result of the neglect that we have suffered. It's a result of them pumping drugs into our community to destroy us. It's a result of no jobs in our community. It's a result of poor housing, bad policing. It causes all these effects where people clump together in little groups for survival and end up fighting one another. They're setting up the scene. They're setting up the community like that. They're the ones creating the conditions that lead to that. So even it may be black on black, but look who's behind it all. Who's creating it all. You got to start looking deeper. You got to act like you got a brain and start using it and look deeper into what's going on. Because it doesn't really matter anyway. Because we only got like 70 years or something. Most blacks are lucky if they make it to 70. So only here for a little while. If you're in your 30s and your 40s, your life's about half over. And any time an accident, an act of violence or something can take you away. And then what? What did you stand for? And then all evidence looks like something's going on with this earth. Some kind of judgment's heading our way. You got the country's half all dried out. California's ready to be toast. You could stick a fork in it. It's almost done. Ain't got no more water. And all the areas that used to be growing a lot of food are beginning to dry out. Tornadoes every goddamn where, leveling towns. Earth shaking a little bit. You know, sooner or later a big one's coming. So judgment's coming anyway, man. You got Japan, you got that nuclear power plant that went under during the tidal wave. And it's still spewing out nuclear waste. And that's headed in our direction. You got all kind of things coming your way. But you're too blind to see it. You're too blind to stand up on your own. Bible says God don't like no goddamn cowards. Excuse me. God don't like cowards. And then you ain't willing to stand up for your own people. What the hell will you stand up for? Jesus Christ made a statement. He said, the fact that you did not do it for these least, my brothers, you did not do it for me. So you see these little ones being shot down by the police. You see our youth being swept away by a system that hates us and hates them. It's a setup. It's a trap. To track them, to move them into gangs, and then to move them into drugs, to send the drugs in, to send the small arms in, so that they can kill one another, and then send the army of police in to hunt them down, to put them in their prisons for profit. It's a setup. And you won't stand up for these least. These little ones. Instead, you little sellouts, you little people that claim that you represent us, you go seek a position in the very system that's killing your people. Then you come back like you're some kind of goddamn big shot. Because you got a position with your master, helping your master put us down. Helping your master keep us calm. You got a bigger price to pay than your master. You're a bigger piece of dog shit than your master. Hey, man, I'm sorry. I'm venting. Yeah, I'm venting because every day I pick up the goddamn paper, turn on the news, another black has been shot by police. They don't lynch us no more. They send their police to blow us off the face of the earth. Yeah, go ahead and say that. Hey, David Andrews acting up again. He's yeah, right. Maybe I'm about the only one you know got the courage to say anything. I ain't looking for a position. I ain't looking for a pat on the head. I ain't looking for a job. I ain't looking for funding or nothing. Okay? I'm freed up to say what I want. Okay, very few of us like that. Very few. On the national scene, I know about one leader that says what he wants, how he wants, to who he wants. And that'd be Louis Farrakhan. On the local scene, I'm still searching for someone other than myself that will say what needs to be said. All right, so criticize me all you want. Ain't none of you doing a goddamn thing for me anyway. I'm going to say what I have to say. I don't want the blood of my own people on my hands. I don't want to be able to have to go to my final judgment and say, I saw what was going on. I saw with my own eyes. I understood how it was going on, but I didn't say nothing. I don't want that on me. You can have that on you. Because I see clearly what you are when you sell out to the system. Clearly what you're doing. You little sweethearts with the system. Always talking. You can go on your Facebook page and all I see is sweetness. You don't even talk about the police shootings. You don't even talk about the injustice. You don't talk about the courts giving us extra time. You don't talk about the prisons for profit. Because that would upset your master. And you love your master and what your master can do for you. Well, you and your master can go to...
Last thing, brother. We wouldn't even need police in our community if we had it in us to police ourselves.